sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray. Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse and the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Good morning and welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Here's a compilation of the best of Outdoors with Larry Ray in 2019.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, and we have the man on the line now. We may lose him. Cell service, he's never understood this, but he's still in cloud nine. His wheels probably aren't even touching the ground right now as he's riding along. But Bryan Thrift, 2 weeks ago, we made the prediction on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Me and Ron Wong. Hey, Ron, how you doing, buddy?
Good morning, everybody. And by the way, Larry, congratulations on your pick, and certainly a big congratulations to Bryan Thrift. What a nice win for a wonderful person and a awesome fisherman.
Let's talk about it, man. We got you on, Bryan. I know it's been about less than a week. What's been the after effect for you?
Busy. I've been holding the phone a lot, and it's been nice.
You know, Bryan, one of the things that amazed me about the tournament and about your performance, everybody in the fishing world knows how you like to fish, and that's run and gun, junk fishing, and always on the move. 4, 5, 8, 10 casts here, I'm out. The last day of the tournament.
Yeah, talk about that.
You made, again, another great decision. And you sat on one place for almost 3 hours.
Yeah, talk about that. It was somebody else's place, too, I understand. I mean, really.
No, that was in the morning.
Well, I know, in the morning, but talk about the time he sat there for 3 hours and didn't what? Talk about it.
I had one area that I'd caught a lot of my fish and a lot of my bigger fish. So the final day, I knew Brian Schmidt was catching schooling fish.
Yeah,
that was it.
That was
in
it.
the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started on a place and didn't get any bites, and I ran over there to the schooling fish, and I caught an 8-pound limit pretty quickly in 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And
wow.
which turned out that was been enough to win, but
you didn't know.
Mind, I still needed. I didn't know. So in my mind, I'm thinking I've got to catch some big ones, and I've got a chance at this thing. So I ran around, fished a lot of brush till about 12 o'clock. I hadn't had a bite.
No bites.
So at 12:30, I made the decision to go to my one area and just stay there the rest of the day for 3 hours. I was like, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to stay the rest of the day, and I'm going to get 2 or 3 opportunities to upgrade. And that's exactly what happened. I went in there at 12:30 and pulled the trolling motor up at 3:30, and I caught my 3 biggest fish in there. It took me 3 hours to do it, and I caught a couple of smaller fish. But I probably caught 10 back there in 3 hours, but 3 of them were, 2 to 3 pounds.
Yeah, the right size fish, and
that's what he needed. Yeah,
and that area there, Bryan, had 3 little brush piles on there too. Just not big ones, but 3 little bitty brush piles that you kind of picked apart, didn't you?
Yeah, I would rotate. There were 3 small little brush piles in there. I would kind of rotate between them. Like I'd fish one for 10 or 15 minutes, troll over to the next one, fish it for 10 or 15 minutes. But the whole key was there were a lot of shad back there.
Mm-hmm.
And the fish would come up schooling occasionally.
Yeah.
And if I was close enough and could get a bait in them, I would catch one every time they came up schooling.
Right.
And so the last day I ended up catching several doing that in there. You know, caught a 3-pounder right at the end of the day, and it's pretty much game over after that.
Now, I understand. I read somewhere that you used 8 different baits.
I was going to ask, talk about that.
Yeah, talk about that.
How many rods did you have in the front of your boat?
Yeah.
And ready to go?
I used a lot more than 8 baits. That's just kind of the 8 key baits.
I was wondering. Yeah.
Everything. I mean, I had 15 rods on the front deck.
15 rods.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I caught fish on every single one of them. You know, I started out the event catching fish on a buzz bait. I caught some on a Debiki D-pop, some on a frog.
Yeah.
And then I caught some schooling on a little walking bait, and I caught some on the Debiki underspin, 3/8-ounce underspin with a 4-inch armor shad. And then I caught some on a single 4-inch armor shad just on a jig head. And
you caught enough. You caught what you needed, buddy, and ended up 5 pounds more than Kyle Walters. And again, we're talking to Bryan Thrift out of Shelby, North Carolina. The pride of Shelby, North Carolina right now, the FLW Cup champion. And does this not what's going through your mind? I've seen the picture. Your family's up there with you. We've posted it on our Facebook page, and it's been all over, and all that stuff's going. What's going through your mind up there on the stage? So kind of walk us through that. Is it all a haze, or what? Talk about it.
Yeah. You know, it was just a great feeling to have my family up there. I mean, that was the first thing on my mind after, you know, I weighed in and everybody knew I had won it. You know, I had to get my wife up there, my son, and get a hug. And,
well, sure,
that's an amazing feeling to be able to have them up there with me. But it's just kind of, you know, I don't know how to explain it, how to put it into words. It's a feeling like I've never felt before. You know, you're so excited. You're excited, relieved, stressed out, everything all at one time.
Still can't believe you won it. And I know everybody's asking, when's the ticker tape parade in Shelby? You know, I mean, because I know people, you got so many fans, Bryan, and you've been there right there almost a lot of times. And it's got to give you satisfaction. As Ron was there taking pictures and watching this thing, and I'm watching it on TV and keeping up with weights and things. And Ron would send me a thing, Bryan's ahead, then Bryan, then all this. So the satisfaction has got to be there for you too.
Oh, it definitely is. You know, that's something I've been close to winning the Cup several times.
Yes.
Going into the last day. It just, I've never really felt like I was on the fish to win until this tournament. And it was just like it was a total different feeling. Like when I launched my boat and took off that third morning, like I felt like I wasn't rushed. I felt calm and collected.
Really? Okay.
I felt like it was, you know, it was going to happen.
You know, and that's
kind of weird how you get those feelings on the water, because I look back on past events where I've been close to winning. And I mean, I can use the example this year from Grand Lake. I was leading going into the last day, but that morning I felt like in my mind that I was out of fish. Like this just, I've got to go try to find more fish because I know what I'm doing is not going to work today.
You know, but you know, you put it all together. You know, I had an omen of how well you were going to do.
You had an omen? We want to hear this. You did.
At the red carpet dinner.
Yeah.
Thursday night before the tournament.
He looked better. He looked better than all the rest of the people. You're trying to tell me. He was
son
looked
better. His little baby boy looked better than anybody else, dressed out in a little kitty tuxedo.
Really? Is that right,
yeah.
Bryan? Is that right? How did y'all come up with the wardrobe for that? That's one of the things you don't think about.
Allison
that's my
did
wife's
that.
department.
That was her
Allison.
That was her
But
department.
you know, you did that, and then I thought, wow, this is going to be pretty awesome, I think. And then come to find out, Kyle Patrick coming in second there, or Walters.
Walters, yeah.
Came in second. That's your traveling partner, also, isn't it? And you guys have been together all year.
Yeah, anytime we fish an event where we're both in it, me and Kyle stay together.
Right.
It's good times. We have a lot of fun.
What was it like here at the Forest Wood Cup? You guys are 1-2. Was there even any talk throughout the tournament there?
Oh yeah, we talked every day. We kind of. It was funny, like going in after the second day when we weighed in, and I had like a mile and a half lead on Kyle.
Uh-huh.
We got back to the house and we were rigging our rods and stuff, and I'm over there, got 20 rods I'm rigging up. Kyle's got 2 leaned up in the corner. He's already done. He's just laughing at me, making fun of me. It was funny. We had a ball.
You can look at it now. Bryan Thrift, Shelby, North Carolina, FLW Cup champion, $300,000, pushes you into another tax bracket, Bryan. We just want to let you know if you hadn't heard. So, amazing career, and I know this is things that kids dream about. So, talk about for our young folks out there that want to do like Bryan Thrift did. So give our listeners out there a quick word of advice to how you got to be where you are now.
I started out, in a club that was actually they would take boaters and non-boaters. And I was a non-boater, and it was that was something I looked for. I was like, I'm young, I'm still in college, I don't have a boat. So I want to go fishing, but I don't have a means. So I got in a club that would take non-boaters and boaters, and so I started out fishing like that. And I didn't get my first boat till I was a junior in college.
Come on,
so I kind of got a late start based on what kids are doing now.
Yeah. Well, that's that for you folks listening out there, and now. It's such an important thing. Well, I know we appreciate you. Thanks, Ron, for setting up this. I know you're a busy man, but it's just amazing that 2 weeks ago we're talking to you, and we both marked down Bryan Thrift. All of us said 38.5. Really, you didn't need to fish. We already had you winning, so it didn't make no difference, okay?
Congratulations again, Bryan.
Yeah, congratulations, Bryan. We'll talk to you down the road. You're a great champion, and I know Joel Pogger and all the folks at FLW are proud that you are the man this year, okay?
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
All right,
Bryan Thrift. And we got to say one thing before Ron gets out of here. We get out. Hold the show just a second. It's almost 70,000 people. Cut on him. 70,000 at the expo.
Yeah.
Was now 2 years in a row at Hot Springs. Is that?
They're not going back next year.
Okay,
from
that's
what
I
hear.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
They have not announced yet where it's going to be, and so all of us media people, we've gotten together and kind of thought, well, where might it be? And we have no idea.
Okay. Well, Ron, great job. Go to lroutdoors.com. Ron's got a lot of stuff posted. We got the stories and the pictures and everything. And again, Bryan Thrift. We're so glad for Bryan. All right, take a break. Ron's going to get out of here. He's got too many things to do. And we're going to come back and talk a little Gator Waders on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse and the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
You're listening to the best of Outdoors with Larry Ray 2019.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this very special show on this March the 9th, one of our favorite shows of the year. And again, thankful to Ron Wong for putting this together. And Ron, I know you had fun compiling this list. It's, I think, one of your favorite things to do.
Absolutely, a lot of fun. And, all of these competitors that we're going to be talking about that's in the this year's Classic are just top-notch anglers, but more importantly, top-notch people. They
are.
They are the role models that we all want to look up to.
Well, we got one on the line right now that is number one role when it comes to it, probably because
He is number one.
he is number one, and always a favorite to have Kevin VanDam on our show this morning. And good morning, hey Kevin, how you doing?
Morning, guys.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Okay, if I think so was
Well,
like
he's out on the water, so we may lose him and we may not.
it's like that commercial. the doctor says I'm okay, So Kevin said,
Yeah, it's you know how this river is. It's pretty windy around here. Service is kind of intermittent, but
And
I'm doing my best.
And it's the first day of practice for you, Kevin, for the Classic. So
he's done that before.
It's you don't have time to waste, do you?
No, it's critical. To try to. This is a big body of water.
Yes, it
is.
is.
With the two lakes and all the rivers, and it's muddy and cold, and it's a challenge. So I need to cover a lot of water to find the right areas.
What about coming to Knoxville? I mean, for you just mentioned a whole lot of things on this thing, and I know the people are excited to have the Classic there in Knoxville. From the angler side, there's a lot of challenges, isn't there?
Yeah, it's a big body of water, which I like. I mean, I like having a big playing field. Gives you a lot of options. Knoxville is definitely a great town. We've never had a Classic in this region, and my lifetime. So this is my 28th Classic. So, and there's a lot of fishing fans within a few hours driving here, and I think everybody's kind of anxious to see how we're going to break down these conditions. With all the rain, it just seems like it's been all fall to now, and the muddy water and cold conditions. It's not easy.
And I know we've got not only Ron there with Mark Copley, and I know Mark. Kevin's part of that Strike King family. Talk about the relationship with Strike King and Kevin.
Absolutely. And, Strike King is a Tennessee company, too, so we're happy to have, even though it's at the other end of the state, we're very happy to have the Classic in our home state. So, but Kevin has always been a great representative of Strike King, and not only for the way he fishes, but and how he's helped develop lures. And it's going to be very interesting, Kevin, on how this lays out. You don't know if they're going to be on the river, if they're going to be in the lakes. There's a lot of things that could be at play, especially with this muddy water.
Yeah, the good thing is I've got all the tools that I need from Strike King. A lot of them are my own design to where I've got confidence that I've got something that I know is going to work. And it's been awesome for me to be part of Strike King for so long, and again to have such an instrumental part in developing the baits that I get to compete with. And that's all I've ever wanted, is to have the best lures that help me catch the most bass. And with Strike King, I have that. So no excuses. I just got to make it happen, and you just got to execute when competition time, because a lot's going to change. We got a lot more rain coming in the forecast.
Yes,
and water levels are going to fluctuate, and that's all. That's all part of it. But it's not new. It's just a puzzle we all have to try to figure out.
Because of the conditions, Kevin, as you're talking about, muddy, high, cold, is it as big as the water is? Is it going to make the lakes fish smaller?
I think it's going to fish real big, partly because the water's cold, so you can't fish too fast.
Yeah. And
partly because there is smallmouth and largemouth, and there's just so much here. There's so much cover. There's lots of there's docks, there's laydowns, and there's lots of rock, and there's just a ton of shoreline because it's so long. And with both lakes in play and all the little winding rivers, it's from a fishing standpoint, it's pretty hard to have a much bigger playing field than this. On this time of the year, if it was stable, it would even be that much harder because you'd have suspending fish to think about. You'd have offshore fish to think about. Now with these conditions, with all the current and the cold water and the dirty water, it's going to narrow. It's going to rule some things out, so it'll make it a little bit easier. But it's still going to be plenty big.
And again, we're talking to Kevin VanDam about the Bassmaster Classic. It rolls out next weekend in Knoxville, Tennessee. Exciting time for all of us Tennessean and You mentioned 28 classics, Kevin. Never been to this place. 28 classics. Is the fire there?
Oh, I definitely want to win as bad as anybody could possibly want it, I think. You know, the thing for me is I've been doing this a long time. I've been fortunate enough to win 4 of them.
Yep.
And I can tell you my first one was awesome, but the last one was the most special. You know, the longer that I do this, the more I learn to appreciate those special moments. And it would be incredible to win 5. And that's what I'm going for, but it's going to be a tough road.
Well, I tell you what, you and the other old-timer, Rick Clunn, who has won 4 times or not. It seemed like yesterday you were 23 years old, coming out of Michigan. I can remember that. That's how old I am, Kevin. So I know that fire there, and with Copley here, you know, can I tell this? I mean, this is a story. You and Copley were actually on St. Clair, I think it was, and you actually hit him with a spinnerbait. Is that true?
No. He stepped behind me and ran into my spinnerbait.
Oh, God.
Why did I know it would be my fault?
I couldn't help. That was one of those memories that this young cameraman was back there, and he stepped into it. Now you know it now. The true story of Mark Copley.
It was a bad deal for both Mark and the spinnerbait.
And your reel that blew up when it hit me.
Well, I know, in the trip to the ER, but I can relate to this. I had a guy pay to fish with me at Pickwick, $200 and $300 in the auction.
That is amazing.
And I hit him in the head with a crankbait.
Oh my!
And anyway, it's a long story. But hey, Kevin, I know this. When you come into this thing, and the Strike King family is part of this. You look at it, golly, with the 4 classic, the 28 times in the classic, and you come to Knoxville, the fans are going to be there, buddy. I can tell you, from Memphis to Knoxville to Bristol, Nashville, I really think that this is going to be, and you can correct me on this, maybe one of the most attended classics. How do you feel about that?
I would agree. I think, with that, not only with the expansion of Major League Fishing and them starting the Bass Pro Tour and a lot of the guys going there, like myself, with it being, one of potentially my last classics, I think a lot of people want to see that. But also, like you say, the proximity to so many fishing fans. So I would urge it. The Classic is a really special event. The outdoor show in itself is worth coming to.
Yeah.
There's so much to see and do and so much going on. There's just such energy and such buzz. As a fan of the sport, which I'm a fan first,
you are.
There's just something really, really special about the Classic. I think, there's other championship events out there, but Ray Scott, from his initial early days and the way he built the Classic, he made it. That mystique is what's, and it's kept it over all these years. So it's something I definitely look forward to every year.
Well, at least you know where you're going in the Classic. I'm in those early days when they put you on a plane, you didn't know where it was going to be. So, have you heard about that one? You were a pup back then, I know.
Yeah, so. I didn't do that, but when we first started, we used to just have to use one tackle box, and
that's right.
Got to pick 7 rods. Now it's
10 pounds of tackle.
Those old, 10 pounds of tackle, and then it was just one plain old tackle box, and now it's whatever we want, but it's those things that really built the mystique of it in the beginning.
And so, how much tackle will Kevin VanDam have on his boat?
I've got a bunch. I've got at least 1,000 Strike King crankbaits. I'd hate to tell you how many pounds of plastic, awful lot of jigs, spinnerbaits.
That Z21 has lots of storage.
Run short.
Yeah, that the boat has changed too, Kevin. You got to admit that. You got a little bit more storage in this one than you had back in the first time. So,
and I got every bit of it full.
You got it full. Well, hey, we appreciate you being with us on this Saturday morning. I know it's a key morning for you, but you're always available. So, tell your wife Sherry and all the family. A lot of fans, I know, the Memphis area will be over there. And I hate to tell you, but there's a lot of people going to be wearing orange. Just get ready for it, Kevin. It's coming. Okay. I mean,
Everybody can't be perfect.
there you go.
Amen.
Hey, now we end it with that.
That's what.
Hey, buddy. I hate to end it like that, but.
Sorry, I'm bringing a little Memphis Tiger blue from the west.
Okay. At least you didn't say Memphis State, so that's even made it better. Kevin, I don't believe in luck, buddy. Appreciate you being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. I know you caught over 11,000 pounds of fish. I got to ask you real quickly, what do you think it's going to take?
With the conditions the way they are, I think it's going to take a little less than what guys originally thought.
Yeah.
And a lot of that depends on how much rain we get this week.
Yeah.
But I think if you can catch 15 pounds a day,
Ooh, yeah.
you're gonna scare the heck out of it at the end of the event.
Well, I know you're good at scaring the heck out of it. I know that for a fact, buddy. Thank you a lot, and be safe. And we hope to talk to you later, okay? So look out for Ron Wong. He'll be over there running around, okay?
Kevin,
I got to get back to work. You boys have a good one.
All right, thanks,
All right,
Kevin.
thanks.
All right, Kevin VanDam. All right, let's take a break. Come right back. That was good. It was really good. All right. Come back. We're going to talk from Kevin VanDam to Andy Montgomery. So I'm looking forward to talking to Andy because I figure Ron knows some things about him.
And with Andy, our conversation will slow down a lot just because of how fast he talks.
We'll be right back with Andy Montgomery on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse and the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
You're listening to the best of Outdoors with Larry Ray 2019.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 here in Memphis, and all you good folks in Brownsville, Tennessee on 1520 AM and 95.3, and of course in Jackson, Tennessee, News Talk 101.5. And boy, what a way to kick off a show. Ron Wong has got his seatbelt on this morning.
Hey, I got to tell you, it's so good to be in the studio, but I have to tell you.
What
a wonderful Bassmaster Classic.
I watched it.
My.
I don't know what it was like there, but I watched it.
Crowded.
I watched the
Loud.
I love the weigh in. And, of course, Mark Copley sitting in with us this morning from a locally produced lure company, Striking Lures.
A little small lure company around here.
And we're going to talk. Mark and Ron were both there at the Classic. I felt like I was there. The weigh-in was just unbelievable in Thompson Bowling Arena. They broke all the records.
They absolutely
I'm going to
did.
tell you what, the expo was awesomely crowded also. It was it's by far one of the best ones that I've been to, and I've been to a lot of good ones, but the crowd showed up and showed out, and it was a spectacular event.
How was it on stage? How would you like to be up there on stage and knowing you might win this thing? Let's talk to the guy that did it. All right, 3 weeks ago we talked to Ott Defoe right here on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and Ron popped him in quicker than I could and picked Ott. But we've got the Bassmaster Classic 2019 champion with us, and that's Ott Defoe. What does it feel like, Ott, to hear that?
It's pretty surreal still. The more people say it, the more it starts to sink in, I guess. But it still is pretty amazing to to hear my name with that title. That's something that I dreamed about from the time I was, just getting started bass fishing. But man, it's still pretty surreal. That's for sure.
Well, I watched the weigh-ins on TV. Talk about the emotions going through you. I mean, your little girl's crying, you're crying, I'm crying, everybody's watching it crying.
There wasn't a dry eye in the arena.
Yeah, talk about that. And you hadn't had much time to really comprehend all this, but talk about it, that moment on stage.
Yeah, it truly was one of the most special things that I've got to experience having. The Classic would be special anywhere,
yes,
to win, but to be able to do it at home, and then to be, that's what I wanted to experience was with my family, and from the time I got in, and it sounded like I may have a shot at it. I talked to Jenny, as soon as I got in, I made it in safe and everything, and I'm like, we don't know. We're out there in the dark.
Yeah.
It's just, we're just doing what we can do. And I'm like, well, what's it look like? She's like, what do you mean, what's it look like? It looks like you won. I just wanted to see them. I just wanted to see them, give them a hug, and they were just really, they couldn't get to the boatyard. They couldn't get over there beforehand. And, it was really the moment I was waiting for, was to get to embrace them, and for that to be up there on the stage, and then what our youngest daughter Lizzie, what she had to say. That's the biggest compliment you can.
Isn't it?
From your kids. So,
I mean, the chalk on the driveway. I mean, is that true story? I mean,
oh yes, absolutely. No, that was. Trying to think of which day it was. I think it would have been over the weekend of practice, because of course they were out of school on the weekend, and
right.
I got home one day and got parked. I didn't notice it when I parked. And Jenny said, "Did you see what she wrote out there in the chalk?" And I mean, they coloring chalk out here all the time and stuff. Like, no, she said, you need to read that. And yeah, Lizzie had wrote, the 2019 Bassmaster Classic champion lives here. I was like, wow,
I'm getting chills.
Cool.
I'm getting chills, but I'm going to get emotional right here. And Ron, first day, Ott comes out, and the pressure's there. He does this.
And he takes the lead.
And then the second day. So kind of the roller coaster feelings had to go. You were pretty upset with that second day, weren't you?
I was. I really was.
You were mad. Come on now.
I was, man. I'd had such a big first day, and I know how hard it is to be consistent out here. I mean, I fished here my whole life. I know that about this place, but I would have been, really happy to go out and catch. And I said it even at takeoff that morning. I said, 12, 13, 14 pounds. Yeah, that would be a pretty solid day today, just with the weather change we had and stuff. And I had caught that every day in practice. Didn't see any reason why I wouldn't catch it the first day of the tournament, especially after having had such a great, start to the event. And man, it started off good.
But you said God will humble you, right?
Yes, and that's exactly what it took. And that was, I was on cloud nine, and I felt like I knew I was making all the right decisions, making the right choices, but God had a much bigger plan, and sometimes before you get exalted, you'll get humbled, and that was the kind of thing that he used on that particular situation, was to say, "Hey, big boy, I'm in control here."
That's
and,
right. Yeah.
You just need to trust my plan, and it'll, whether I would have won or not. I just needed to trust him and know that he had a plan and had a design, and it was a lot better than anything I could have envisioned. So.
Well, Ron, I know, Ron, from the technical version of this thing, you were spouting out some of those things he was using to, of course, those things kind of jump out at me when I see the names of these things. The Storm Arashi vibe, that sounds like something I did.
But
talk about that.
That
Ron.
was, a lot of good lures out there today. But there again, one of the things that Ott did was he went and took a stock lure, and he customized it himself.
He did.
And why did you do what you did? I mean, you took a
red and black Sharpie.
You took a lure off the shelf that anybody can buy. You took a Sharpie and you painted it up yourself. Why did you do that?
I did it. Number one, Ron, was confidence. That color, that rusty crawl color, it's a decent color, but I like a lot of orange on my crawdad type stuff this time of year, and in that off-colored water. I like some red on it, and I like some black on it. We've got a red crawl, which is a really solid red bait with some darker stripes, and it would have would and that rusty crawl would have worked just straight out of the pack. But I wanted one that was kind of in between. I wanted some orange, I wanted some red.
And you wanted some black lines in it that it didn't have also.
Yeah, that's right. And those lines are actually there on the bait, but they're kind of just the lines actually are red, and I wanted a black just to really contrast with that bait. And, the water was pretty off-colored where we were fishing, and I wanted it to be something that would show up. And hopefully imitate those crawdads and stuff that those largemouth and smallmouth both were feeding on.
Again, we're talking to Ott Defoe right now on Outdoors with Larry Ray, the 2019 Bassmaster Classic champion, right out of the Knoxville area. Grew up, I think you were in the tournaments when you were 12. You've told us, and fishing the lakes and everything with your dad. So you look back and you're 33 years old, and you're at the top. So does this change Ott Defoe or?
No, absolutely not. I mean, it's career-wise, accomplishment-wise, it's huge. But I'll still be the same old me till the day I die. So no, it's it doesn't change anything about who I am or the way I'll do things. And
so you're not changing church to go to a bigger church now. You're going to keep that church. You're still going to be what, Lacey, or what is it? What's the church you go to?
Lions Creek Baptist Church.
Lions Creek Baptist Church. Yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure you're not. Is that First Baptist of Lions Creek? No, that's it.
One of your biggest sponsors is Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah.
And Nitro Boats, and you've been with them for a long time. But, I heard a rumor that you were in the weigh-in line and you had a phone call that you had to take right in the middle of an interview somebody was doing from a guy named Johnny Morris.
Really? Is that?
Yeah. Now, is that not true?
Yes, it is 100% true. Yeah, that was.
Now I'm getting really goosebumps. Now this is getting good.
Yep. So we were back there backstage getting ready to go through, and Rick Emmett with Nitro Bass Pro was there, and he said, "Ott, I've got somebody on the phone here that wants to talk to you," and he wouldn't do that if it was just anybody. And,
you didn't hang up on him, did you?
No, absolutely not. And he said, "Hey, Ott, this is Johnny," and they were down in Florida, and he said, "Man, we're watching and pulling for you," and that was before I'd weighed in. And then once it was over and official, he actually called back again.
Wow!
And wanted to officially congratulate me then. And
well, I have to tell you, Ott, you and your family, what a treat it is for anybody that's ever been interested in fishing at all.
Yeah.
And for what you represent, and your kids. Your little boy, he's dressed up in your jersey and everything else.
Yeah, I ran a picture of that on my Facebook page. Yeah. You and your kids. I picked it up off your website or something.
Are they interested in fishing? Are the kids interested in fishing?
Are you interested in fishing, Ron? Ott Defoe's kids not interested in fishing after with chalk writing on his driveway, But they are, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They sure. And going to this, every year it lights a fire in them, and they want to go fish more. So it's pretty awesome to to see the excitement in their face. Actually, day before yesterday, Lizzie and I are the little girl that made everybody cry.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
she wanted to go, and so we went out here on the river behind the house.
Really,
right here, and she caught her little largemouth. So.
And Ott, you can't win a tournament by yourself. Your wife is behind the scenes doing a lot of things for you to help too, isn't she?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my wife Jenny, running the business and doing everything that she does here to keep everything going at home and keep me where I need to be as much as anything. But she keeps everything going on this end and makes everything flow, that's for sure.
She's the CEO of the Ott Defoe Empire.
That's it. It is an empire now.
Yeah, we'll just give her a title. Hey, Ott.
That is the virtues of a good woman.
It is right, and he's got one, and Ott's a good one. Ott, we're so proud of you over here in Memphis. Got lots of fans. I know the guy in Conway, Arkansas is happy because he won a prize for picking
I'm happy just being able to win.
That's right.
Name a winner.
Hey, and I got to tell you, I'm happy and Ott is not one of our anglers, but if I had to handpick someone and it not be one of our, it would be Ott, just because
I appreciate that, Mark.
of how classy a guy is and because of his faith, and he's just a good man, and I'm proud to call him a friend.
Well, he's on my team. I don't care, win or lose, though. So, Ott, thank you, buddy. Congratulations. Yeah. Thanks for taking time. I know it's a busy time for you, but we really love talking to you today. So, We'll stay in touch, okay, man?
Sounds great. Yeah, I always enjoy being on here, and thank y'all for everything.
Okay, all right. Let's take a break, and we're going to switch gears and talk a little TWRA on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse and the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
You're listening to the best of Outdoors with Larry Ray 2019.
Hey, good Saturday morning. We better get this thing going because I'm not sure Gene Smith's going to make it through over here without me doing some kind of chokehold on him. He's
no CPR, please.
Oh no mouth to mouth.
That's
I can
right.
tell you that for a fact.
He's dreaming about hot dogs out at Counts Marine.
Yeah, he's heading out to Counts Marine. That would be very good for him. And Dave Gabbard, you heard his voice. He is up at Sparta, Illinois, along with about 1,000 shooters up there.
Up there at the U.S. Open.
Yes, at the U.S. Open.
I'm trying to break a target or two. You know.
You think this? You think?
I know you're next.
You think the next guy has broken a target or two?
I think, this guy, I was joking with Gene and y'all a little bit earlier in the show that since I retired, kind of one of my part-time jobs is emptying shotgun shells.
Yeah.
And but your next guest, he does it on, I would say, on a major level.
You think he's shot a few shotgun shells in?
I believe he has.
Yes, he has. And who better to tell us how many he shot? I'm sure he keeps the record for the IRS. That's a good friend, Vincent Hancock, a three-time Olympian. Hey, Vincent, how we doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Always good to talk to you, bud. Vincent Charles Hancock, this is your life. How you like that? You can handle that. You're living the dream. Let's talk about it, buddy. I know back in Korea earlier this year, you won your second International Shooting Sports Federation World Cup gold medal. The fire is still there. I can tell. You're still at it. 30 years old. You pinch yourself sometimes.
Every now and again.
You do, don't you?
Just thinking about the opportunity that I have to get to go out and do what I love every day, it's definitely pinch-worthy, that's for sure.
Well, first you had to get through the military part, and that's something you never forget, right?
Well, never. That helped me grow up really quickly. I joined when I was 17 when I was still in high school.
I didn't know that. So
I went through basic training between my junior and senior year of high school, so it made me into a man really quick. And learned that there are a lot of other things in life outside of what a high school kid can think of. So it prepared me for what I was going to experience, going to my first Olympic, or trying to make my first Olympic team, and then going to my first Olympics and competing for it there.
Well, I know growing up, we're in Georgia. Didn't you grow up in Georgia?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Eaton's in Georgia.
Now, are you still? Where do you living in Fort Worth? Where do you living now?
We are in Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
We've been here for about 5.5 years now.
That's what I thought.
We
yeah.
Definitely did not think that we were going to enjoy Texas as much as we have, but I can officially say now, as much as I love Georgia and I love the South in general,
watch it now.
I absolutely love Texas. It has been an amazing experience for us and for our girls.
Well, Vincent, I know three-time Olympic shotgunner at the skeet part and back-to-back gold medals. We can talk about that at Beijing and London. I don't know, we've talked to you about what happened at Rio and how that has maybe spurred you on. A lot of your fans, and you have many fans in the Memphis area, which has a great shooting community here with a wonderful facility and things along that line. And they all asked me when they heard I've got you on, talk about what's are you ready to go back?
Oh, absolutely. So I took a year off.
I know you did.
2016.
Yeah.
And didn't travel overseas in 2017. And since the end of 2016, my last two matches were the Olympics and the World Cup final. I think I finished in fourth or fifth in that World Cup final after the Olympics, and the Olympics was the only final that I hadn't made in 2 years at that point. And then taking off 2017, and now since I've come back, every world competition I've been to in the last 2 years, I've won. So I've won 5 World Cups in a row. I've got the World Championships as well. And leading up into it, I continually feel better. I'm actually having fun again. That's
there you go.
Big
okay, yeah.
I guess that taking that time off and just after having lost the Olympics, as strange as it may sound, it was almost like a burden was lifted off my shoulders.
Yeah.
Because the expectation was for me to go back there and win it again, and I had high expectations. I mean, I'm not going to go somewhere unless I expect to win, and I certainly did there. But I was just a little off, and I wasn't right. My mind wasn't in the right spot, and unfortunately, I didn't get it done. But I have every confidence in myself now that as much fun as I'm having, going out and practicing every day and traveling overseas and competing at a really high level, just breaking almost everything that I'm looking at because I'm having fun again. That kind of reinvigorates the idea of, you know what, I'm going to go and make the next Olympic team, and I'm going to go back to the Olympics and show everybody that this is where I belong and this is what I'm meant to do.
How did you get to make it fun again? What did you do to? You've talked about it. I think you've told us on this show before that, but I don't think that we really asked you after what happened in Rio. How did you get yourself back to where it's going to be fun again?
Well, there's a couple things. One of the biggest was being able to actually take some time off and take that year off in 2017.
Okay.
To actually spend time with my family.
Okay.
And I think that was the biggest thing that was a hurdle for me. Was ever since we started our family, which my oldest daughter is going to be turning 9 in a couple months.
Oh, really?
I've been on the road.
Bailey
nonstop.
Bailey is 9, and Brenlin is, how old is she now?
She's 7. And if you ask her, she's almost 8. Although she just turned 7 like 2 months ago.
Okay, and Rebecca's taking care of those for you. I know that. But so talk about your time off. You got to spend time with your kids, your wife. So during that time, you kind of step back, and sometimes we have to do that. Was that hard?
No, honestly, I was ready for it. I was physically and mentally exhausted after 2016, and I needed the time to be able to step back and be a husband, be a father, and actually set myself up the way that I needed to be. Put my priorities first, which were family, faith and family were first, and then shooting could take a second seat. And I didn't really know how to do that without completely stopping. And so when I took all that time off, it was about 7 months, and started to come back, I was able to say, okay, I can continue to be this guy, this loving husband, loving father, and still be able to go out to the range and shoot and enjoy it and have fun. And it was almost like a new experience for me because I'd taken off so long. I'd never taken off more than 2 months at the most.
Wow. Yeah.
And so 7 months felt like 2 years.
Well, you've been at it a while. If I'm not mistaken, you told me you kind of started when you were a teenager. I mean, what are you, 30 now? Is that right? Are you 30?
I'm 30. I started shooting when I was 10.
10.
I started the Olympic discipline when I was 12. So I've been doing this for a while.
So the time was there. What did you do? I mean, I understand what you're saying, but there's that competitiveness in you. I mean, it comes from your time in the Army. I mean, when you were a sergeant, the U.S. Army marksman. I remember you telling us that. So was it easy to do this, or was it a little bit difficult at first, and it got easier as the time went on?
Well, it was easy to take the time off, believe it or not. It never was before, but this time it was. And just because I think I was ready. I was really ready. I was at a point in my career where I said, okay, I know I want to keep shooting, but at the same time, do I really want to? Do I need to do it right now?
Yeah.
And the answer was no. You need to be home. You need to be with your family. So that's what I did. And so that part was easy for me. And then coming back, I thought that it might take a little bit of time for me to kind of get back in the groove of things. To just okay, this is how you shoot a gun again. And
you're not going to have to do that.
within 2 weeks, I was shooting better than I was when I stopped.
All right.
Really?
And it was one of those things where I'm like, I was completely invigorated. I'm like, wow, my body's actually working the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Apparently, I've forgotten all the bad habits.
There you go. There you go.
Now you can just work on building yourself up and making it better.
Well, I don't know how you did what you did during those time frames. You even got a degree. I know you're a Troy man, so I know that. So you made sure you got that degree, I think, in business management, and so now Vincent Hancock, and I know Dave Gabbard is listening on the line from Sparta, Illinois. Have you ever been to Sparta, Illinois, Vincent?
I have. I've only been up there once, and it was for the SCTP National Championships a few years ago.
Well, Dave is up there competing with a lot of other people. And Dave, you heard what Vincent said, and I know you've kept up with Vincent's career. We all think Vincent's got to be at least 50 by now. You know, I mean, so.
And I don't think your listening audience realizes how much mental discipline is involved. You know, I'm up here, shooting at, what they call American Trap. Walk out here, got targets that's flying about 42 miles an hour, but you walk out there on an Olympic skeet field, and number one, the targets are like on steroids, getting thrown out of them houses, and they're shooting shells that most standard. Most of the competitors up here, they shooting. If you looked at their ammo, they're shooting 1.8 ounces blows of shot.
Yeah.
Vincent's walking out there breaking targets with a shell that don't hardly even have 7/8 of an ounce of shot in it.
Oh well, see, Vince, you don't. Does that doesn't cross your mind, does it?
Not anymore. But at the beginning, you're like, oh, man, coming from sporting clays, shooting 1 1/8 or 1 ounce when I was younger, and then transitioning into this full time, you're sitting here like, man, these shells don't kick at all, which is awesome. It means I can shoot more.
Yeah.
But the other thing was we're shooting a lot less BBs. Mm-hmm. And so I made an effort at the very beginning to say, okay, what are we missing from going down in amount of shot that we have?
Yeah.
And that's the density of the pattern.
Right.
So basically what I looked at was on a patterning board at about 20 meters, roughly, for both of my shots, really 19 and 21 meters, finding a choke that had no holes with 7/8 ounce. A lot of people freak out when I tell them that I shoot improved cylinder on the bottom and modified in the top. But that's because we shoot pairs all the way around every station. And we don't have any holes in our patterns, or I don't have any holes in my pattern with those chokes. So it seems really tight to others, but really what all I'm looking for is not to absolutely crush a target, which I can get some puffs on targets.
Yeah.
I will say that. Tight
Okay.
chokes will do that for you, but biggest thing is I don't want a target flying through my pattern. And if I was shooting 1 1/8 ounce or 1 ounce, I would most definitely open up my chokes. So that way I could, be able to have a wider pattern, but I just don't want to take the risk of a target, especially because our targets are narrower and they're harder to break anyways. You want to put as many BBs on that thing as possible.
Well, you've put a lot of BBs on a lot of targets, I can tell you that, in your career, and we wish you nothing but success, Vincent. I know the Olympics will be here before you know it, buddy, and I know that the preparation and all the time that you have spent on this, and it's you're a great representative for Beretta and, of course, for the United States, and we at Outdoors with Larry Ray salute you, buddy, and just keep going. And thank you for taking.
Can't go wrong with Beretta.
Yeah, can't go wrong with Beretta. Can't go wrong with Vincent Charles Hancock. Okay, I got your whole name in there, so all right. Hey, thank you, Vincent. Have a great day, and we'll stay in touch. Okay, man?
Thank you, sir. Take care.
Always good to talk to you. All right, let's take a break. Come right back, and we'll close out this show. What's Hard Act to Follow with Vincent Hancock on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse. and the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
You're listening to the best of Outdoors with Larry Ray 2019.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray in this August the 24th show. It's I can't wait for August to get over. August is one of my hard months because it's just hot. Okay, and to think that some people are in the deer woods today, and I know I always participate in open day squirrel season. I went out to old Dale Carpenter. We hunted in the Wolf River bottoms, and he had his big fry. We'd bring the squirrels in and cook them and everything, and we'd see how many people saw snakes, and everybody had a crick in their neck the next day, you know.
Because looking up?
No, looking down for snakes. You know, I was more worried about it.
I don't worry about them.
No, I know.
Never worried about them.
Well, I didn't have them fancy boots back then. You know, I had them things that you strapped on to you.
Yeah, well, but those fancy boots are pretty warm, too, for this time of the year.
But there are squirrel hunters out there this morning. Of course, and you deer hunters who are out there in the counties with the CWD, which is my counties of Fayette and Hardeman where I hunt. You got that muzzleloader, you got the archery. But if you're not in those counties, you're out of the CWZ zones. You know, this is statewide for archery only. This 3-day hunt started yesterday and goes through Sunday. Hope you have a great time. Hey, we're talking to Joella Bates here. I mean, I could just sit here and just let this lady has been such an impact on so many people in her career. Even her time is at the TWRA when she had time there, her time at UT Martin when she was in college, and all the people that she has touched through her love of archery. And that's a story in itself, how she got to be what she's doing. But we're really going to focus because she's really proud to represent the United States in this upcoming competition in Canada. And she has shirts and things that is going on. So let's just open the door, Joella, and talk about the preparation for this event. Your thoughts on it, and the supporters that you want to carry with you when you're up there.
Absolutely, Larry. You know, I was fortunate enough to be part of the first full American team to go to the World Archery 3D Championships. And 3D archery shoots at animal targets at unknown distances, and it depends on what class you're shooting.
Yes.
What your maximum distance is. But when we went to France in 2017, we had never seen the targets that we shot at.
And what were they?
Well, they were all kinds of animals, but
not native to here.
Not native to here.
Okay.
But we actually shot at a bald eagle target.
Come on.
No.
And having never seen the bald eagle target before,
yeah.
Who would have known that thing was almost 4 feet tall?
And you know, I just don't know. I would have a hard time shooting.
Well,
at
I
a
really
bald
did
eagle.
too.
You know,
I did.
I mean,
okay. Well,
you had them eating the ducks and chasing them off from your duck blind.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
So anyway, the Americans had never even physically seen
until you got
had
there.
Information about the sizes of those targets until we got there. So, none of us had ever shot a world archery competition, so we were all newbies. And fortunately, our American men's team really got the knack for it after the 2 days of.
Okay.
We shoot 24 targets, arrows per target. Both arrows score on the first day, and then the second day do the same thing again. And they take those 96 arrows and rank you, and they take the top 16, and the top 16 shoot another elimination round.
Ooh,
and then they cut.
Wow.
You shoot 16 more targets, 2 arrows per target. Then they cut to the top 8. 2 arrows per target for 8 more targets. And then they cut to 4.
Oh, my.
So,
okay.
And then 4 get paired, 1 and 4 get paired against each other, and 2 and 3 get paired against each other, and they eliminate down to the gold medal.
The gold medal
match in front of the crowd on
that'd be the
Friday
7th
or Saturday.
The
on
7th.
Saturday.
Okay, and then how many women are in the USA team?
There's 12 women and
Okay.
12 men.
Okay.
And there's
All right.
4 classes. There's compound.
Okay.
There's bare bow, which is shooting a recurve bow that you can walk the string.
Oh, yeah.
There's longbow, which is what I'm shooting, longbow and wood arrows. And that's a beast in itself.
It's got to be. Yeah, I can't imagine.
It is extremely difficult. And then there's instinctive, and they're shooting either a longbow or a recurve, but they get to use modern arrows. They can use carbon arrows. And
you know you're going to have animals here that you're probably going to know, though.
I know, because we will be shooting Reinhardt targets, and we'll be shooting Kong targets. I've shot like 4 or 5 of the Kong targets, so I want to be there on the 1st, and I want to go visit that booth.
Yes, okay.
And go see those targets. I want to get a feel for the size and the dimensions on those targets, because I don't know how many of you have ever shot 3D archery and had to judge distance.
No.
But if
I've
you
watched
don't
it.
know the targets,
Yeah.
you're
right.
at a disadvantage.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Because our perception of distance is based on known sizes of expected things.
Yes, okay.
So when you go out west and you're
Yeah.
elk hunting and you're from Tennessee,
Yeah.
and the west is wide open spaces and elk are real big animals, odds are you're going to shoot under that animal.
Right.
You're going to perceive it to be closer because it's so big. Well,
Right.
if you don't know how big they are,
Yeah.
Now, is all
You're-
these
You're just guessing.
competitions inside or outside?
oh, we're on the ski slopes.
You're on the ski
And
slope.
so
we're gonna be-
weather can play.
Oh, weather definitely
can
plays
play
a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but-
if it rains,
Wow.
we keep shooting. If it's cold, we keep shooting. The only thing that
Wow.
takes us off the course is thunder and lightning.
Right.
that would
Right.
be
And
me
which is
too.
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a
yeah.
good thing. So you've got to prepare for everything. I have
Wow.
shot in pouring down rain.
Yes.
I think the odds are we may shoot in rain this afternoon.
Yeah. In Missouri.
And
Yeah,
that's
so-
okay
That's
because
okay. Yeah.
I need to experience it. It's a
That's
different
right.
beast
That's
to
right.
shoot a traditional bow, a long bow, and wood arrows, because wood behaves differently when it's wet
Well,
compared
sure.
to when
Yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah.
dry.
No doubt
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're
And one piece of wood will behave differently from another piece
Yes,
of wood.
sir. So every one of my arrows are numbered,
okay.
and I shoot them. I've been shooting these
I know,
arrows.
I've been watching. You've been practicing. You've been
I
shooting.
have been shooting.
You have been shooting.
Well, I was shooting yesterday. I
Yeah.
shot about 250 arrows yesterday.
Oh my.
And I record each shot.
Yes.
I
yeah.
look at where those arrows are going, how the shot felt, and where those arrows are going. And I'm culling down to the arrows that are consistently going where I'm aiming them.
Right.
And I don't have a sight. So I'm aiming high and I'm aiming low, and I've figured out what the gaps are, how much I have to hold high or how much I have to hold low, and then make the shot. And I have 25 Reinhardts at my house.
You do? Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
figured hey,
I am not
Cool.
going to Canada without shooting on the targets that I know I'm likely to see.
All right, we're talking to Joella Bates out of Cumberland
That's so
City,
cool.
and about she's getting ready to set off here in early September to Alberta, Canada, which is the place she's going is north of Edmonton. And Edmonton's north of Calgary, so figure it up from there if you want to. But this lady's had a bow in her hand for a long time. We could spend another whole show on that, but we're primarily focusing on her trip to Canada to represent the USA. And you have you've got some things that you're doing to raise awareness and support for you. So explain some of that.
Well, Larry, even though I'm a member of the USA 3D team,
Yes.
and I competed my way there, we had to do a team trials, and we shot that 96 arrow round in London, Kentucky back in June.
Okay.
And last time there were 23 people try out. didn't go with a full slate.
Yeah.
This time there were 113 people.
Oh, there were. Okay.
113 people because there were a lot of folks that have to wait till next time to try out again. So we've been working hard. And one of the big things is this is a totally self-funded trip.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Even though the United States takes care of the Olympic team, and the Olympics are also put on by World Archery.
Yeah.
That's a different beast. They're taken care of, but we're not. We're
not.
on our own. So the members of the team each do their own fundraising projects, and you're seeing some of my fundraising. The night before that final 24 target round, I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I had an epiphany.
Oh, we haven't used that word in a long time on this show.
Well,
okay. All right.
I can't spell it.
And it hit me. You know, at that time there were people
wanted to help,
being disrespectful to our flag.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And there were American athletes representing the United States.
I love it.
Yeah.
Disrespecting our flag. So it came to my attention in that dream.
In the dream.
That I knew what shirt I was going to create to raise money and raise awareness and raise respect for our country. And it is values that I possess and that many of us share.
All right,
I salute our flag.
Yeah.
I kneel and pray. I'm proud to shoot archery in the USA. And the shirts.
Show the shirt, Bill. What does it say on the
shirt? The shirts
Look at that, Bill. That shirt, what does it say, Bill?
Salute our flag, kneel and pray, be proud to shoot archery in the USA.
And it's got a long bow, a recurve, and a compound bow.
We'll get a picture of that on the website.
Inside a circle of stars.
Yes.
Yeah.
The arrows are made into stripes.
How does somebody get this shirt, Joella? First of all, and secondly, how do we follow you?
Awesome.
Let us know.
You can get my shirt at JoellaBatesUSA.com. Go online. Joella Bates.
JOELLA Bates.com.
BATES.com. USA.com.
USA.com. And
JoellaBatesUSA.com.
And that'll be on LROutdoors.com. I can tell you that for a fact with some pictures.
Awesome.
How do we follow you?
Yeah.
And you can follow me on Facebook at Joella's Journey. JOELLAS Journey. JOURNEY. Joella's Journey on Facebook.
And this shirt is cool, y'all.
It is super cool.
Just to walk around your advertisement, and she's got some.
It's very patriotic.
Well, she is. I've known Joella for a long time, and I'm still trying to get her to write something for our magazine.
You know what? Now that you've got it all slicked up, I've got to help slick it up some more.
You do. We got to have some kind of story about this trip.
Oh, absolutely.
Once you get back,
absolutely.
and after you've won.
Oh, man. You know, it takes a lot of preparation, Larry, a whole lot of preparation. Now, and if they're not on Facebook, they can go to www.joecamps.com, and I've got the blog that goes on Facebook also on Joe Camps, JOCAMPS.com.
Wow. Well, we're going to, I wish we had more time. Golly.
We're going to have to talk to Joella after the
we'll definitely do that. But, folks, you need to support this lady. She has given her life to what she loves to do. I can't tell you how many kids she's touched, and she's going to represent the country. She says, I've been blessed. And we can't even get into what she's accomplished in Africa and all them other places with a bow. You know,
but I have 12 world championships with a bow now.
Wow.
12.
Wow. That's the Snow White and the 12 championships.
Yeah, and this is lucky 13.
Oh, she's looking at that. Yeah, she's looking at that.
You know, when I left France, I said I will wear a gold medal in 2 years, and it'll be my gold medal.
Well, I'm going to.
And I've spent almost every day since then in some way preparing.
She's done it
for next week.
Wow.
Well, all right, all you folks out there, and I want you to know this. Let's give this lady some support, Joella Bates, and I've got her card here. We're going to have all this on LROutdoors.com. but you can go to all these different things. She's talking about 11-time 3D archery world champion.
It's now 12.
It's now 12. I was getting ready to say that, Joella. You got me. Come on, give me time here now.
Sorry.
So, all these different things. But Joella Bates, thank you, girl, for being with us.
You're so welcome.
And we wish you nothing but success. I don't believe in luck. It's going to happen. I know that. All right, let's take a break. Come right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll talk a little fishing with the best man we know. That's David Best. Be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse and the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
You're listening to the best of Outdoors with Larry Ray 2019.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we continue our conversation with the best of the best here on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and that we're talking about Ronnie Capps and Steve Coleman. The Real Foot is really drawn, and I think Ron may be writing something about this in the next issue of the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing News. Real Foot and you guys and other guys have really brought attention to Real Foot and the makers of good fishermen. So
Excellent fishermen.
Talk about it, Ronnie, what it's meant for you to grow up and be in that area, and tell our listeners how you and Steve got to know each other.
Gosh, well, honestly, it was a childhood love that started there, right there at Real Foot, and for the both of us, and really the families that we come from, and our friends too. They was connected to people that really made a living at commercial fishing, trapping, hunting, and guiding people on Real Foot Lake for crappie fishing. So I mean, we crappie's kind of been a livelihood for a lot of people where we come from, and the techniques that they use to be successful, whether bad times and good. I mean, those techniques. That's the techniques that we've carried so far, and that's what we use today. I mean, we still do a lot of the double minnow rigging, for example, and some of the techniques and at marking things. My grandfather taught us when we was just kids, and it sticks. Even though we got some of the most technical stuff at our fingertips anymore than anybody can use, some of the old ways do help out once in a while.
Help out.
And,
yeah.
They sure do.
And you and Steve, talk about how you and Ronnie got together and became part of this team.
Well, it's back in our early years. He lived on one side of the lake, and I lived on the other.
Okay.
And we just kind of got together in the middle, and like Ronnie said, we did the commercial fishing thing, and man, we've done everything in the world on that lake together. Whether it's frog hunting or turtle hunting or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But the fishing part of it, I can remember back when we were young. We would go fishing when we were so competitive that we just didn't want to catch fish. We wanted to figure out how we could catch more fish and better the ways that anybody had on that lake. And until today, even these new electronics comes out. When you got a new electronic, you think, well, what's next? How can we make this better? But that came with us, from day one. We've always been competitive and wanted to figure out how we could catch more fish, and it never stops. You lay in the bed at night time, you think about it.
Right.
It's just on and on.
Well, and and that kind of competitive nature has caused other fishermen in the area become very, very good also, hasn't it?
Right, because they pick up on their ways and they learn real quick.
I look at some of the fishermen there in that area: Jeff Riddle, Tony Hughes.
Very good fisherman.
Yeah,
very good
you guys,
Billy
Blakely. I mean, there are a bunch of professional crappie fishermen up there that have really done well, and I think that has to go back to the way that you guys have been competitive against each other, but also the sharing of knowledge, isn't it?
Right, the sharing of knowledge is a major part of it.
And you do that, Ronnie, too, don't you? Don't you love to interact with the fans and things?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything we wouldn't tell you. It's not a lot of. There's not a lot of guns in our arsenal. I mean, really, we lean hard on a couple different techniques. That's double minnow rigging I'm talking about, and single pole jig fishing, and as far as casting, pulling sideways, there's all sorts of other long line, pushing crankbaits. There's a million other ways you can catch them, and we've done all that. Dock shooting, just to name a few. But honestly, we fall right back to a couple things that's always bread and butter for us, and that's exactly what we done Ross Barnett. Is fish with a single jig and push it into some structure and caught some big old fish, and it won us another tournament, man. And I just love doing shallow. We're more shallow water oriented than we are deeper water. I'm classifying 10 foot or less.
Yep. Yeah.
Being shallow water, we love to fish shallow. That's the nature. That's where we come from at Reelfoot, and that's just what we applied at Ross Barnett, man, and had a ball doing it. And can't wait till the next one in June at Kentucky Lake.
And Ronnie and Steve, you guys talk about doing things like you've always done. But one of the things I noticed about I always go check your boats out and what do people have in them and everything. But you've been using almost the same B&M BGJP poles over the last several years. I mean, that's how good some of that stuff is, and so why change, right?
Right.
You think we get brand new rods every time we turned around, but honestly, we've got some in the boat that's probably 10 or 12 years old. We do get new
Come
tips.
on.
But
they're B&M sponsored too.
Have y'all guys ever been in Ron Wong's kitchen? I mean, the man has half of your poles, I think, in there.
He probably does. That's the reason we don't get any.
That's right. Hey, we're talking to Ronnie Capps and Steve Coleman here on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and just off a win at Ross Barnett, the American Crappie Trail. Getting ready to go in June up to Kentucky Lake. Always great to have these two guys on the show. One thing I got to ask you two guys, I kept hearing that word from Steve. I've heard it from Ronnie, competitive. Now, you guys have been at this a long time. Now, I know I'm a geezer, okay? But you guys still, to me, it seems you guys have that fire. Talk about that, Ronnie.
Well, Larry, that's just comes secondhand to us. I mean, if you're gonna do it, give it all you got. That's the way we grew
Steve's
up.
lying in bed at night thinking about this. He said
he's right. If you're a race car driver or a crappie fisherman, I just think if you're gonna do it, man, try to do it right if you can. But honestly, the sport of crappie fishing is moving. It's moving forward, man, and going places. And the competitive minds are not just in mine and Steve's heads. I'm telling you, everybody's using every asset they have to try to win these things. So it does make it very, very thrilling to win again. Just win one of them. But I invite and challenge basically people that have thought about entering one of these tournaments on the ACT Trail.
Come on.
I just challenge you to come out and try it one time. I guarantee you, if you had never even fished one tournament in your life, you'll learn a ton. You're going to meet some super folks.
Mm-hmm.
The next one's in June in Kentucky Lake, and I'd like to see some new faces, and I'd love to tell them some stories. So, anyway.
I think that someday I'm hoping that someone will pick up this trail and put it on TV so I can watch it.
It is on TV
now.
Well,
I'm talking about, let's
out of the Pursuit channel.
And then I can see Ronnie Capps and Steve Coleman. Like I watched the Kentucky Derby. There's Dale Earnhardt Jr. down on the track at the Kentucky Derby. Come on, give me a break. I mean, the guy, yes, the horses race in a circle, but, I can see you guys someday down the road teaching other people how to do it. And I think Ron has told me the atmosphere at these things are just unbelievable.
It is. And because one of the things that Ronnie and Steve have talked about throughout these segments here is that it's competitive. It's so competitive. And everybody is kind of like on their toes as everybody's weighing in because the scores are so close. And that's, Ronnie and Steve, it's getting harder and harder to win one of these things. And the scores really show it and the weights show it because they're so close in all these tournaments, isn't it?
And when it's close like that, it creates so much excitement. It's unreal.
That's less than a pound is typically separating the top 10.
Less than a pound, maybe.
Yeah.
So every ounce counts, and
every
I think this
tenth of an ounce,
every tenth of
a hundredth of an ounce counts now because that's how they weigh them.
So how much is it going to take to win at Kentucky Lake? Whoa! Everybody
that.
gets quiet there. You know, I mean, okay. I hear quietness. So that's not good on the radio. You know, that's.
Oh man,
It's going to take 7 fish each day.
Now wait, now what'd you say, Steve? Huh?
And it's going to take 7 fish each day.
Okay, so there you go. Spoken like a true philosopher, you know. 7 fish each day. Okay, that's all we're going to get. Well, that will be based, and that what's in June.
That's middle of June there. I don't remember exactly the day. I think it's the 18th and 19th.
But it's going to be based out of where? Where's it going to be based out of? Y'all know
Paris
that?
Landing.
Paris Landing.
Yep.
Great place. Folks, get up there. We'll post this. We've got a lot of pictures that Ron took from the tournament. They've already been posted. I've seen them from Ross Barnett. And so go to lroutdoors.com. Read about all the information about these guys and how they won it and how the next tournament will be at Kentucky Lake. Hey, guys, we appreciate you spending some extra time with us. We'll let Steve get back in the truck, and y'all can go fishing and don't have to worry about anything. Okay, guys?
Yep, man, that sounds great. Anytime, Larry, we'd love to share what we know, man.
All right, guys, we really
Thank you,
appreciate
guys.
y'all. Be careful. All right.
Huh.
All right, let's take a break right now. Going to continue this fishing conversation. It's hard to get better than that, though. Be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
You have been listening to Outdoors with Larry Ray, a compilation of 2019. And remember, it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport, and God bless the USA.